Hey guys, my name's Big Tino, and welcome to Battle Brothers. Now, Tino, I hear you whisper into your monitor, why aren't you playing from the depths? The reason is pretty easy. I'm going to be on vacation for about 2.5 weeks around Christmas time, and I want to record things in advance that I can post without missing too many days and leaving our channel dead. And From the Depths takes a long time to play and even longer to record. I could record, for 2 hours and get about 30 minutes of video time out of it, or even less. Battle Brothers, on the other hand, is a game that I can just play and record, and we can all enjoy it together. Now, if you haven't played Battle Brothers, you really should. It's a game that's a lot like Mount and Blade, at least in terms of functionality. If you take Mount and Blade, and you take the campaign map of that game and you add turn-based tactical combat with an RPG-like leveling up and loot system to it, then you pretty much have Battle Brothers. And if you haven't played Mount and Blade, stop whatever you're doing right now, close out this video, and go buy Mount and Blade Warband and thank me later. But yeah, so we're going to get into this. We're going to run our own little mercenary company, and we'll see how we do. Company name. Who are we going to be? We're going to be the Tinosmen. Sure, let's randomize things. Randomize. That's totally fine. What flag do we want? Oh, these are cool. By the way, a new expansion came out for this game just recently. Or just recently at the time of recording this. Like I said, I am pre-recording this so I can post it around Christmas time. That added monsters and dungeons and exploration and stuff like that. Ooh, that's creepy. And so, while I have played this game a good bit, I haven't played the new DLC, and I'm excited about it. Wow, there are a lot of flags. As tempted as I am to have the dude cutting his own head off, oh man, there's so many good choices. How about this one? Praise the Sun. Alright. We're going to go with Veteran difficulty, which is kind of the normal balanced experience. We'll go with Veteran as well. And medium starting funds. And we're going to go on Iron Man mode. Iron Man mode basically means that you can't load your game if, things go south, because it just autosaves all the time. Which is how I like to play games. I don't like to load if I lose. And that means we're going to have people die left and right, and it's going to be great. Okay, let's start. But yeah, in this game, you run a mercenary company. You do jobs, you fight things, you level up your guys, you get more and better gear, and then you fight more things, you get more and better gear, and so on. You kind of have the RPG cycle going on. I do like this game because there is sort of an overarching story that kind of comes about through random generation. Like, events will sort of create a narrative, like a cohesive narrative, as we go along. Forgive that little text message sound there. I forgot to close out Facebook. Alright, we are still loading. Now, this loading time is probably kind of long because I'm actually rendering another video at the moment. But the game itself basically it has no, intense graphics at all. It's almost like a papercraft type of game look. I quite like it. It's very grim. It's very it's kind of medieval Germanic. Alright, here we go. The last battle. It all went wrong. 2 days ago, the company was hired to track down Hoggart the Weasel and his band of raiders, but it was them who found you first. An ambush. Some joke about horses cut short by an arrow to the throat. Arrows shooting in from everywhere and nowhere. Men holler and scream, a great volume before death. As the hail subsides, you draw your weapon with the rest of the men, only to collapse to your knees. An arrow has punctured your side. You shout in pain. A harried glance sees the men charge without you to make a valiant last stand. Met in force as steel clashes with steel. You meet eyes with the captain. A last nod before his throat is cut. You're left in command now of what few men remain. Trembling in pain, you lean on your sword, and with all the will you can muster, slowly rise again. So we have inherited a dying mercenary company. Oof. But yeah, this is these are the graphics of the game. Very tabletop-esque, honestly. Here are dudes. You can tell who's on your side by the fact that they face the right, and enemies face the left. Even though you don't always, face that direction in combat necessarily. Okay, so we're fighting these two guys. It looks like, yeah, that's Hoggart the Weasel. He's running away. So yeah, it's just turn-based. Got my crossbowman here, Leonard, and we're gonna shoot homie over here because he doesn't have a shield. Oh, good hit there. Alright, and then Geralt the Berserker has a really big axe, and there are kind of two things you can do with axes. You can either chop into somebody, 42% chance to hit that, or you can break their shields. And since this guy has a shield, I have less than half chance to actually hit him. Doink. Hit that shield. Then Rumold here with his spear can come up and poke this guy in the ear, apparently. Now, people in this game do get wounds as you go along. There are status effects. The red bar for people is their health. The blue bar is their armor, and they have a blue bar for both their body armor and their head armor. Now, you can't reload crossbows in melee, but you can shoot them, so let's see if I can kill this guy. Yeah, I can. Alright, hacked those guys down. No loot. And our first battle is won. You're alive! You won! The adrenaline fades, and in its wake you can't help but sink back to the ground. Gritting your teeth, you snap the arrow shaft. Your chest heaves, pain for breath, everything blurs. The company has been devastated, cut down to but a few men, and that bastard Hoggart did justice to his name, fleeing like the weasel he is. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind. It's Geralt the Berserker, who sits down beside you, bedding his bloodied axe on his legs. You turn to him to reply, but before you can answer, he continues. Bernard's dead. They slit his throat. He was a good man and a damn good leader, but all it took was one mistake. That makes you the one in charge now, don't it? Leonard joins the two of you, still breathing heavily. Then Rumold the Wolf. Save the company and anointments for another day. Let's give the men a good burial and return to wait off to collect our pay. The Weasel's men are slain, after all. Besides, Captain, we ought to see to that wound before we lose you two. Wouldn't want to leave Leonard in charge, right? So be it. Alright, let's go to town. Nurse our wounds. So yeah, here's the campaign map. It's pretty big. Lots of it is unexplored. There are lots of areas that do not start on the map. But then the areas around towns and such do. What a sorry display it must be for those onlookers as you arrive in Waitoff. 4 bloodied and beaten mercenaries down on their luck. The man who hired you, who hired the company days ago, Balduin of Waitoff, no doubt expected you to return in a more glorious fashion. Still, he welcomes you to his house and offers bread and wine while a servant fetches the healer. Few words are exchanged except for the occasional grunt and wheeze as an elderly man with shaky hands tends to your wounds. A pin pierces your skin, the first of many stitches to come. You grit your teeth till you think you hear one break. Balduin of Waitoff sits beside you and asks if you took care of Hoggart. You shake your head. We killed his men, but the weasel eluded our blades in the end. The healer waves around a glowing fire poke, suggesting he wants to push it into your wound. You nod and he does so. For a moment, that's all there is. You're not a man, but a pinch of fire, flesh from flame, a golem of pain. Balduin of Waitoff hands you a goblet of wine. You did well, Sellsword. The brigands have been removed, though it is a shame that Hoggart still lives. I love the writing in this game. And I think normally if I were doing a YouTube video, I wouldn't read absolutely everything like this, but the writing in this game is so good, and I'm a total sucker for good writing. And I'm going to lower the volume on the game just the slightest bit. There we go. Okay, we expect to get paid for this. He gasped. Well, naturally, 400 grounds is agreed upon. He gestures towards the servant, who rushes to your side with a pay in hand. I wonder, may I make use of your services one more time? I'd very much like to end the headache that is Hoggart once and for all. And I would pay you again, of course, another 400 crowns, shall we say? Geralt the Berserker scoffs and turns to drink more wine, but Rumold the Wolf stands to speak. Yes, the company is in ruin, but we will rebuild it. Without the Tinosmen, Geralt the Berserker would drink the crowns away and end up begging on the streets. And Leonard, by the gods, we all know he'd be chasing the women folk until one stove his rotted head in. We need the Tinosmen. It's all we have. What say you, Captain? Geralt the Berserker burps and raises his cup to you. Leonard playfully thumbs his nose and nods. Kill that bastard Hoggart or not, it's up to you, Captain. Yeah, let's go after Hoggart. He kind of killed our people, so we should kill him back. That seems like the fair thing to do. He clasps his hand in satisfaction. Excellent, my little birds will need some time to find where Hoggart is hiding his hide now. In the meantime, I suggest you see about stocking up on supplies so that you'll be good and ready to end this when the time comes. I shall see you in a few days' time at the latest. As you leave Balduin, the Wadoff's house, and stand on the outskirts of Wadoff, Rudolf the Wolf seeks a word with you. We need more men, Captain. I know I gave a big speech back there. Bravado won't do shite. We need more warm bodies in the ranks. Figure we find 3 good men, buy them some decent weapons, and dress them in the best armor we can afford. The man pauses to glance around. I bet this Bodunk town's got a desperate peasant or two looking for a new life. Or we could travel to Koppelstadt in the west. Them city folk aren't always as hardy as these country bumpkins, but we're more likely to find men with fighting experience stopping to rest there. That's what we shall do. And here we are in town. Each of these towns has kind of a menu like this where you can find things to do. Let's see who we can hire. Oh, now this is interesting. It looks like I can, they have traits, but I can pay to reveal any of these hidden character traits. Which is cool, that's new. But we don't really have a ton of money for that, so let's just hire a few people right off the bat. Wolfram, I assume not the alpha kind. Is a bowyer. We could use another archer, sure. And then Mark Ward Redmeat. I kind of have to hire this guy just for the name. Yeah, let's hire him. Now, you can see they all have professions. And it's good to have a wide range of professions, because there are events that happen throughout the game that you can deal with better if you have the appropriate profession. And I seem to remember that a tailor will, if you kill some dire wolves, make you some dire wolf skin armor, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to hire a tailor. So that's 3 guys. That should do. Let's see what's in the marketplace. You do need to feed your people as well. Let's take a look at our people. Now, you can customize these people. You can change their names and so on. So if you're watching this and you would like a mercenary to be named after you, then tell me in the comments below. All that being said, though, I am recording these in advance, so it may actually be some time before I get to that. And in fact, the mercenary you want to be named, or you want to be named after you, might just be dead. But we'll pick someone new in the future. So it looks like this guy's huge and a drunkard. Huh. That actually makes you pretty terrible at ranged combat. But actually really good at melee combat. So, wow, another drunkard. Alright, cool. And you are asthmatic. Well, tell you what, if you're asthmatic, I'm going to make you the archer. With your fancy little hat. And Wolfram here will, you know, be a melee guy. Alright, so we need 3 weapons, or 2 weapons really, and any kind of armor they have. We've already got a spear and an axe. There's not a ton here. I guess spears are pretty reliable. How about we get a one-handed axe and a shield, and speedum. Interesting. So this is one of those weapons that can, it's a melee weapon, but you can attack over people, which is cool, but that's not what we need at the moment. We just need people on the front lines. So let's go with a bludgeon shield, and we can equip our dudes. Yeah, Mark Ward Red Meat should probably have an axe. And then Wolfram can have the mace. Looks like you both have... Now, armor has durability here. And durability is both how long it'll last and how much protection it gives. So the higher the number, the better. So that's 25, and then you have 20. So that's kind of bad. 35 is good. 20, 20. Alright, well. I can get them some nice hunter's hats as well, at least. So their heads aren't completely bare. Now, as your equipment gets damaged, you have to repair it. And to repair it, you need tools and supplies. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up a thing of tools and supplies there. I have enough food to last 4 more days, that's fine. 38 arrows is plenty. Let's sell that bloody mess. Alright. Cool. Let's leave that, and let's travel over to Koppelstad. Let's lock our camera on our nice little... Yep, this is us. So we travel around the map, and of course we can speed it up as we're traveling. We'll see if the city over here has any better equipment for us. As Koppelstad's skyline appears on the horizon, Leonard seeks a word with you. Never been to Koppelstad before, but I've been around ones that look a lot like it. Cities like these are great for selling goods, as all these prissy, pompous pricks love to have their goods delivered. Like I said, love this dialogue. With so many merchants, you can find almost everything you need, too. Keep an eye out for bargains, and don't get swindled by them cutthroat merchants. Geralt the Berserker sees fit to add his own opinion of what you should do. If there's a good tavern, I say that's where we should go first. Nothing helps a man down on his luck more than a good pint. Gods know we earned it. So I guess this is a polytheistic time. Leonard shakes his head. You say that every time we stop in a town. You say that even when you're already drunk. I'll keep it in mind. So here's our lovely little Koppelstad. Yeah, they've got a lot of stuff here. Anything new in the marketplace? We could certainly use some better armor. That looks like armor to me. Yeah, 50 is good. Now, you can see here, maybe, depending on, you know, the pixelation of it, that this suit of armor is worth 160 gold. This is worth 256, even though it's the same kind, because this one's at 62% durability. Now, because the tools it would take to repair this armor are cheaper than the difference between these two armors, it's usually better to just go ahead and buy the damaged ones and then repair it, unless you're low on repair supplies. Those are better helmets, but, you know, we've got our fancy hats, and I don't want to spend all of our money. And we are armed well enough. Let's have our melee guys with the best armor. You can have that. You can have that. And then our new archer guy can have that. Alright, we're in decent enough shape. I almost want to get one more person. We'll see if there's anybody here who's cheap and good. Yeah, and you see there are some mercenary types, like the lovely Hedge Knight, that are very, very expensive, but they come with great gear, and they also have just all-around better base stats. Let's see, what don't we have? We don't have a farmhand. Although you are 12 gold for a daily wage, which is pretty expensive. But, you know, it's not terrible. Let's go ahead and hire you. You are tiny. So you're bad at melee. Well, I guess that means I have a new ranged person. We're gonna swap these guys out. Give you a bow, because being tiny actually makes you harder to hit, which is great for being an archer, but 15% less melee damage kind of sucks for being a melee person. So that means I need another weapon. Throwing spear. Cool. What can we afford? Not a whole lot. I may just need to go with another axe. Axes are kind of the bread and butter weapons of this game. Hard to beat them, just in terms of sheer reliability. But we don't have a ton of money. We certainly couldn't get him a shield if we did that. How about I get you a pitchfork, and then you can stab people over other people. Let's do that. Because then I have you in the back row, and you can stab past our front row people. Alright. We are high on equipment and people and low on gold, which, since we're about to go do a job, is a good way to be. Yeah, and things happen in the world too. Like there are trading caravans, guard patrols, monsters roam around, things like that. Baldwin of Wadoff is pacing back and forth when you find him. The healer who damn near killed you with the fire poke is standing nearby. He's picking chunks of dried blood out of his fingernails. Baldwin of Wadoff claps his hands. Finally, you're here. I have good news. We got hold of one of Hoggart's former men. My good friend here had a nice little talk with the man, and now I know where Hoggart's licking his wounds. The healer clears his throat, splaying his fingers out like a maiden looking to paint them. He speaks as though he's identifying a disease he's about to excise. The brigand known as Hoggart is hiding in a small hut on the plains to the northeast of here. Based upon my most civil discussion with one of his men, Hoggart knows the Tinosmen is on his heels and will have gathered more men since the last time you met him. Nodding, Baldwin of Wadoff waves you off. How poetic. Good luck, Sellsword. Alright, M-Town is closed for the night. You can also make camp at night, and that'll let you heal and repair things more quickly. We don't really need to do that, so let's just travel through the night. So we pay 79 crowns per day to pay our men, and we have 141 right now. So, we need to win this. Hopefully we do. Let's engage. That's cool! Oh man, whatever that is, I want to fight one. Look at that nose. Okay, let's see here. Being on high ground is good for archers, so let's move you over there. So this guy has cover from these two guys, because they're standing in front of him, but these two guys have shields, so maybe I'll shoot this guy. Nope, swing and a miss. Let's get onto some high ground. Oh, there's Hoggart the Weasel, who has much better equipment than we do. Let's let you wait here so you can move up and... Oh, gotcha! Eat it! And that hurts their morale. Like when their allies, you know, die, as you would expect, their morale gets hurt. Let's let them move up a bit before we move up. I think they just have one guy left, so I'm delaying my turn at the moment. Okay, so now a lovely 7% chance to hit these guys. Might as well. Alright, and I'll move you up to here. I don't want to get into melee with these guys and not have enough action points left to hit them, because, well, then at the start of their next turn, they're just going to hit me first. And I also don't want for them to be in high ground while I'm on low ground, so let's just move up a little bit. We'll take this cautiously. We're in Iron Man mode after all. And I'm going to have a spear wall so that anybody who gets close, gets adjacent to that guy, will get stabbed. Nope. Just gonna have a little archer's duel there. He's got a shield. I'm going to break that shield, or at least try to. Alright, let's poke someone with the pitchfork. Nope, hit his shield. Shields are very effective in this game. But then two-handed weapons are also very powerful in this game, so it's, you know, give and take. This guy is a terrible archer, I say right as he nearly kills this guy. Didn't quite get him. Almost. Yeah, let's move you up there. Now, I have kind of a rule when it comes to turn-based tactical games. And that rule is pretty simple. Always go for the kill. If you have a chance to kill somebody, take it. Even if you're kind of in danger, even if, you know, it's a slightly lower chance to hit that person, go for the kill. Because it's usually worth it. The guy's using a shield wall there, which is going to make him harder to hit. And this archer is just kind of useless here. I'm going to move him up a bit so that he can help fire on the enemy archer. Nope. Alright. Let's move up and around. As we start to outnumber and surround these guys, you can see their morale starts to drop, which makes sense because, you know, their odds of surviving this are diminishing. Smashed his shield. That should make him much easier to hit. Let's move you there. "21% chance. That's higher. Let's maybe get you onto some high ground. I know he's probably going to shoot him, but hopefully he'll survive it. Axe time. Time to axe you a question. Oh! There goes his head. Maybe I should put like a gore warning or something at the start of this game. I think I will put that in the description. Because this game can be gory, and it does kind of... It doesn't have, like, rated R language or anything, but I'd say it has PG-13 language. Just gonna bash that guy a bit. Don't know what you're doing, but okay. Stab you in the back. And cut him down. Looks like this battle is going very, very well for us. Alright, 43% chance. Hey, we hit him. Archers are a bit different from other character types because when they're level 1, they're nearly useless. Like, you have to be able to keep them in battle and be useless for a while they level up. Because once they level up and they're hitting every shot, then they are very, very useful. Alright, the enemy's retreating. I'm never going to catch that archer, so I will let him go. What'd we get? We got a sword, we got some armor. That's awesome. And we got salt. Yay! Very cool. Hoggart lies dead in a pool of his own blood, skewered into a grotesque and panicked pose. He didn't weasel his way out of this one. You put a boot on his corpse and look to your men. For the company. For all the men who've fallen. Leonard spits on the dead man's face. Let's take this bastard's head and get back to Wadoff. Alright, but first, we have a guy who leveled up. So when you level up, a combination of like random chance and what the character's background is determines how many points you get in each of these stats if you put points into them. Now, I absolutely want melee skill and melee defense because you are a giant axe man. Your resolve is decent, but it's not great. You do really want a good resolve on your men, because resolve stops them from panicking and running away. Alright, let's see. I usually, for my very first level perk, I go with Colossus, which increases their health by 25%, which just, you know, they stick around longer. Actually, no, the first one I get Student, and then the second one I get Colossus, because Student gives them an additional 20% experience whenever they are in battle, which is awesome. And then, once they get to the max level, they can replace that perk with a different perk, which is great. Okay, now you are the only one without a shield, so you'll get the better armor. Some mail armor there. And I do want someone to use the sword, but maybe I'll hire someone new to use the sword. But I will go ahead and flag this item to be repaired so that we fix that sword up. Alright, back to Wadoff. Along the way, Litter joins your side. Got a moment, Captain? You nod for him to speak his mind. The battle has left some gear worse for wear, and some men got a good nick too. We can patch up both man and equipment while marching, but it's a lot safer, or a lot faster to set down and do it. Of course, we make camp. We should be wary of ambushes. A campfire in these parts can be seen from every which way. Yeah, that's just saying I can make a campfire. It'll heal my men faster, and it'll repair their equipment faster. But again, I don't really need to do it right now. The company returns to Wadoff as victors, their heads held much higher this time. The Tinosmen are not the size that they once were, but they're still a force to be reckoned with, as Hoggart learned in his final moments. You carry his head in a sack that you empty in front of Baldwin of Wadoff's feet. He jumps back, but the healer quickly picks the head up, stares at it, and nods. Baldwin of Wadoff approaches the brigand's bloodied face and eyes it carefully. Yes, yes, that's his ugly mug, all right. Servants, pay this man his money. Coin in hand, you raise your voice to the men. As long as there is blood coursing through our veins, as long as we can hold sword and shield, there shall be our company. All through the realm, the people will know the Tinosmen. The men cheer. Grimold the Wolf puts his hand on your shoulder. You did well, Captain. No matter where you lead us, the men will follow you as brothers in battle. Now, that's kind of the tutorial there. That's sort of the opening of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and call the episode here. I hope you'd enjoyed it. Like I said, because I am recording these in advance for my Christmas vacation, I won't really get to hear your feedback until probably most of these episodes are already out. But there will be a lot more fighting and a lot less dialogue the further we get into the game, simply because, well, this was sort of the opening act. And from here, the world is open to us. So thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below. If you want to name a mercenary after you, let me know in the comments below, and I will do that. As long as we have somebody alive to name, then I'll name someone after you. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.